Well, welcome back. It's going to be an interesting year. We're going to have school just like we've always had school. Now, a lot of it's going to be online. The content is going to be delivered online, but I just wanted to put everybody's mind at ease and tell everybody what my plan was as far as my class goes. So already I've been doing a lot of experimenting on the Google Classroom. That's where we're going to live, and that's where we're going to get all of our information. And class is going to take place in the Google Classroom. The Google Classroom. Whether or not you're a virtual goal student or whether you're an in-person student, our learning is going to take place on the Google Classroom. Now what that's going to look like is every week I'm going to have 3 or 4 videos of myself introducing a lesson, teaching a lesson, giving a broad overview of what you're supposed to learn. Then there'll be some Google Slides that go along that are attached in the Google Classroom. It'll be up to you to open that Google slide and go through the slides and study the information that's there. Of course, anything that's boldface or anything that's larger than all the other text around it, that's important stuff and you want to pay attention to that. If the standard itself, and I'm going to introduce each lesson with a standard, if the standard itself has the words that are also being used in the Google slide, then those words are extremely important and need to be paid attention to. But I digress. So let's move on. After you watch the video, then you'll open the slides, study the slides, know the slides, be the slides. When you're done with the video and the slides, then there will be some reading, some textbook reading out of our textbook, Claremont Press, or it could come from the New Georgia Encyclopedia, and I'll have a link for that if that is to be the case, or it could come from the teacher notes, which are found on the Georgia Department of Education website. I'll also put a link for that with what pages you're supposed to read, if indeed you're supposed to use that. So there's a couple of options for reading. Then, on Thursdays, you will take a short quiz that's made from this website called Study Island, which is the program that our county is using this year. So we're going to make all of our quizzes and tests from Study Island. I'll include a link and directions on how to get there. It's already loaded into Clever, so if you know how to get into Clever, you know how to get to Study Island. It's easy. Once there, you take your quiz on Thursday, and on Friday, we'll do any troubleshooting, which means anybody that had any late work, if you were absent, whatever, you'll turn it in, you'll ask questions about it on Friday. There will also be a Newsela assignment due every Friday, which requires you to read a newspaper article, then take notes, annotate that newspaper article, and then you'll take a quiz on that same newspaper article. It's all in a link, and it's also on Clever. That'll all be in the Google Classroom every week unless something changes. Of course, we know that this entire year, is subject to change, but that's my plan moving forward. I wanted you to know that plan, to put your mind at ease, and I wanted to teach you what good leadership looks like. Have a plan, implement the plan, communicate the plan. And so that's my plan, and I'm trying to communicate it to you. And if we need to make adjustments as we go along, we'll make adjustments. If you need to communicate to me, email is the way. If you call the office, it may take a week for me to get back to you. If you try to get my cell phone number and you text me when I'm sitting down at supper with my family, I may or may not get back to you. It depends. But if you email me to my school email, there's a set aside time every day. I check it in the morning and I check it in the afternoon, and I try to answer within 24 hours of receiving an email if I can. If I can answer your question within 24 hours, I will. So, it's going to be a great year. You're going to learn a lot of history. You're going to learn a lot of geography. You're going to learn a lot of economics. You're going to learn a lot of culture. Everything that a social studies class is supposed to be, I hope to deliver to you. And you could expect me to be prepared. You'd expect me to be excited about what I'm doing, and you could expect me to be nice. And so I'd expect the same thing from you. I expect you to be prepared I expect you to be nice, and I expect us to be enthusiastic about what we're here to do. All right, let's have a great year.